Hey guys, and welcome back. Thanks for tuning back in. We got something big in store here. If you saw the last video, I was saying we have a little project coming up that I'd be letting you know in this video, and it's pretty crazy. I think you guys are gonna like it. Got still waiting on parts for mine. They're on back order. The Viper is all back together, running great. I took the SRX for a ride and set it up a little bit better, and it's going good. James' sled, again, still waiting on parts. Now, this sled is a special sled. So this was the muscle sled back in the day. It's a pretty crazy setup, and I think you guys will like it. We have a 1971 SS 433 Yamaha, dual carb, twin pipes, side dump. So right now, currently, it doesn't like to idle perfectly. Going full speed, cuts out, falls flat on its face. So we're gonna check out a few things, fix it up a little bit, clean it up. It's not too bad, but there's some dirt and oil and broken windshield, just some minor stuff, but this is going to be our next project coming up here. So we're going to, hopefully we can get the carburetors off today, take them apart, see if we need any gaskets. These fuel lines here are in fact new. I know these ones need to be changed. They're rock hard. And then all these gaskets, I think it's leaking out the back. So we're going to take them off, check them out. But yeah, for the most part, it's in pretty good shape. And I don't think it'll take us too long to get it up and going. I'll give you guys a little test sound here. So these sleds here, Yamaha was the first snowmobiles with oil injection. So we got our oil tank here, which makes it a lot simpler, no mixing gas. If you actually look, this is the oil pump here. This little dial tells you if the oil pump is working, because they are actually belt driven, if you can see that. So it runs off the crank and it's belt driven, running the oil pump for this sled. So it's a pretty cool innovation, something you don't see very often. Yamaha kind of had her figured out back in the day. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at this and start taking those carbs off. Okay guys, I got the carburetors off. I cleaned the one and took it apart. We looked into it, researched it a bit, found out that this is actually the pilot jet and this is the main jet. So if you look into the old books here, they call it the slow speed and the high speed. So we got the other one apart here, cleaning it up. This is the one that had the leak in it. We got it all cleaned up, fixed it up. Now this one here, I left it apart. I wanted to show you guys. So these aren't like your typical carburetor with a float and a bowl on it. These ones have different diaphragms in them, different levels in them. And honestly, see, I gotta clean that one up more. See, honestly, I don't know much about these carbs. I actually don't really know anything, but for what I do know, getting it cleaned up, putting everything in, and hopefully it runs better, and then we can tune it now knowing that this is our low speed and this is our high speed. Okay, so we got the carbs back on and bolted on. Were those ever a pain to do? But we got them on. Everything's hooked up. Just got to put the fuel lines on the new ones here, and then basically going to be trying to start it up. I had to loosen a few things, so it's going to take a bit even to probably just get it idling. And then from there, we'll be able to mess with the main jets and go from there. It says 7/8 to 3/4 on the mains, or sorry, 7/8 to 1.25" for the mains, and then slow speed is 7/8, which I got them set, and then the high speeds are set at 1 turn right now. So I just realized I said 1 inch, and 7/8 of an inch. It's 7/8 of a turn to 1 1/4 turn. Right now it's set at 1 turn. So we're going to put the fuel line on and then see if we can't get her going. Alright guys, so here's where we're at. Run into a few issues. I was looking at the sheets here I got for all the different data and information on these old sleds here. So I've been looking at all these sheets here. Now this sled here, this SS433, if you guys can see that, the carburetor size right here, and the manufacturer is a Keithan 31.6 millimeter, if you guys can see that. So there's all the information on it. Now when I started thinking about these carburetors, so I went and took a look at them. I took the one back off and got back into it and looked into it again. These are not actually the proper carburetors, believe it or not. These are a 34.25 mil carb, and they're supposed to be a 31.6. So these carbs are too big. Also, it doesn't have the correct serial number that these carbs are supposed to have. So these are a 818E1, model number 449ATH. They are not the correct ones. I don't know the exact what the model number is supposed to be, but I can tell you that these ones are not for this sled. So really now we're gonna have to go look for some carbs, see what we can find. Hopefully we can find the right ones, get them on there, because what I'm thinking is happening is it's cutting on the top end, it's idling fine. So I think when the throttle is wide open, it's opened up all the way, there's just too much airflow getting into the motor. It's just the inlet for it is just too big, so there's not enough fuel to air, and the motor really can't take any more fuel without fouling plugs. So at this point we're basically just waiting to see if we can get other carburetors. So get the hiccups. So I know this is a short video, but at least we got to go over a little bit. I showed you guys, the new project sled. That was kind of the main point of the video. Here's the project sled. This is what we're gonna do to it. Get into it a little bit. That's where we're at. Is that those need to be the correct ones. We gotta get the right ones. So thanks guys again. Stay tuned for more videos. We're gonna have more on the SS433. Until then, like and subscribe. Help us support this channel. Thanks.